we've got the Denver Broncos. They're heading down to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucks are favored by 6.5. The over-under on this one is 40.5. Thoughts on this one?
I'm taking Tampa in this one at home. Um, the 40 is kind of interesting because I mean, I could see this being 23-9, right? Like it just, I mean, maybe Denver gets in the end zone, so call it 23-13, but that still doesn't get us there. So I'm going to take the under in this one, but I am going to take Tampa to cover.
I do like that call, right? Like this is one of those that I have a hard time trusting the Broncos to do anything on the offensive side of things. So I'm not a big a big fan of that one. However, the underdogs of at least 6 points are 8-0 against the spread this season, and underdogs of yeah, like so. There is some of that there is a a whole lot of pause that one gives me just because 6.5 is a big number to try and beat. But I do think that this is one that we see Tampa Bay walk away with winning by at least a touchdown in this one. I do really like the call on the under there as well, right? Like this is one of those that we really have to see Denver actually put together some semblance of a competent offense, and I don't know that I can trust them to put up more than 13, 14 points when it's all said and done. So Tampa Bay wins this one, wins it pretty easy, and I don't think that we're going to see as much of a game out of Baker and some of these Tampa wide receivers here this week. Some of that due to the fact that Denver is giving up very few points, giving up the fewest fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. And the prop that I am liking is Mike Evans to go under 64.5 receiving yards. Patrick Surtain has held both DK Metcalf and George Pickens to exactly 29 yards in week 1 and week 2. And yeah, if you're feeling really froggy out there, you could really call your shot and say Mike Evans for 29 receiving yards in week 3.
Hmm. I'm going to take Chris Godwin over 6.5 receptions in this game. I think he's absolutely going to be peppered out of the slot. All the attention is going to be, I shouldn't say all the attention. A lot of attention is going to be on Mike Evans, especially from Patrick Surtain, but the Broncos' second and third defensive backs just do not do as good of a job covering, especially on the crossing routes. So I think Godwin feasts here a little bit, and he's going to end up with 7 or 8 catches in this game.